What is up, everybody? So today is Thursday, so we got some more hot fixes for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And they are buffing. They buffed two characters, which is really good. So if you're playing one of these two classes, you might have just gotten a buff. So we're gonna jump right into the hot fixes. So Tiny Tina's Wonderlands notes version 1.0.2.0C, and you can go on their website. That's where I'm on right now. That's where you can read the latest update and hotfix notes for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And these changes will be live on all platforms by 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time on May 5th, 2022. To confirm that you have the most recent hotfix, check the news screen in-game on the main menu or pause menu for the article with the version number listed above. If you don't see the article in the news section after the update is live, or if you see the previous version number, please exit the game and relaunch. Please submit bug reports and feedback to support.2k.com. Now, the bug reports, I just do want to say I have been getting a lot of views on the trophy achievement for the quests. If you're having any sort of problem with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, make sure you go to support.2k.com and support it, and basically submit a ticket there, so that if you're having any issues, that be respectful, and they will definitely, if they get enough people submitting these tickets, they will respond back and try to fix the issues. If you are very disrespectful, which a lot of people can be when they're very frustrated and pissed off, they usually tend to not read those. So just to give you guys a heads up. Weekly rotations. Weekly event. This in-game limited time mini event will be active from May 5th to May 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Activated the in-game mini event, Supreme Savings. Vending machines and SDUs are half price this week, along with mission items having a higher chance at being the item of the day. The Chaos Chambers feature run has been updated, a locally sourced artisanal run, handmade just for you. The leaderboard has been reset. Will you top the charts this week? Feature runs are available in the Chaos Chamber after you've completed the main story and rotate weekly every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time. They're the same for all players, so jump in and see how your run went compared to other Fate Makers. This run features LeChange and Blue Hat Monstrosity. Get ready to take on a new preset run in the Chaos Chamber. Change notes. Tore down unintended collision in Tangle Drift. Bonuses from Smart Armor would occasionally be lost when in Save Your Soul or during level transitions. Class adjustments. We found that Stabomancer and Clawbringer were not matching up with our damage expectations for higher Chaos tiers. These are a few changes that we were able to release now, and we anticipate more changes based on what we've seen from the community in the future. We are continuing to monitor and investigate improvements to underperforming and overperforming classes and how they interact. Stabomancer. Increased Ethereal Blade. Is it ethereal or ethereal? Ethereal? I'm going to say ethereal. Ethereal Blade to deal 150% of the Fate Maker's melee weapon damage instead of 100%. Ghost Blade weapon damage increased by 10%. Clawbringer, which is my second class. So Clawbringer, all critical hit chance is now 13% per point instead of 11%. All critical hit damage is 7% per point instead of 5%. Dragon Aura elemental damage now 5% instead of 4%. Oath of Thunder deals 6% bonus melee damage per point instead of 5%. Firebolt gun damage is now 10% per point instead of 8%. So it's very, very slight things that they're doing here. The buffs here are just really, really slight. So I'm going to have to see how that changes in game. Gear adjustments. Warped paradigm. I'm going to say paradigm. We found that the warped paradigm was increasing damage outside of the expected range that we balanced it for. We've adjusted it down slightly to make sure it wasn't creeping too far out of those expectations. Adjusted warp paradigm's stat conversion from 50% to 35%. Shotguns, Torg manufacturer. Increased all Torg gun manufacturer damage, scaling by 17.6%. And me and my buddy, Kevin, he's in a lot of the videos that I've actually made, we were actually talking about how Torg guns were not as strong as previous titles. And maybe they're going to notice that and actually bring it back up, because Torgs were usually OP guns that just did crazy shit. Hawken's Wrath, increased fire rate by 75%, increased damage scaling by 10%. Sword Explosion, I love Sword Explosion. Sword Explosion now spawns with at least one foregrip part. This will not affect current versions of the weapon. Increased Sword Explosion projectile speed by 150%. Increased Sword Explosion's fire rate by 194%. Increased Sword Explosion's damage scaling by 14%. So that's cool that they really up the ante on the Sword Explosion, because Kevin was also saying that the Sword Explosion wasn't as good as it was in Borderlands 2. But I'm happy that they're doing it, because that's just a fun gun to just have. Rain of Arrows. Adjusted Rain of Arrows area damage tick time from 0.2 seconds to 0.25 seconds. Crossblade. The elemental effect chance was very low for how many projectiles get fired per shot. Increased Crossblade weapon status effect chance by 100%. Note, each Crossblade always has a chance to apply its damage over time. Divergent. Cold captors. So, increased Divergent damage scaling by 20%. So yeah, guys, that is basically all of the patch notes, or the hotfix notes that we've gotten for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And I'm kind of happy that they're doing this. It looks more or less like buffs. Nothing really has gotten nerfed. Slight things here and there, but most things are getting buffed. I'd like that they're doing that now. When we first got that, I think it was like the first hotfix we got, they nerfed the hell out of a lot of things instead of just bringing up what needs to get brought up. And I think once you do that, it'll be easier to nerf things later on to try to like even out everything, because people have been playing the game and been using the stuff that they've been using, like liquid coolant, and then it kind of gets nerfed, and it's like, okay. So a lot of people were upset about that, but now I feel like they're just bringing things up and buffing it, and then they'll do the big nerfs later on after people have been playing and have different gear and stuff like that. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you been playing Wonderlands? If you haven't, are you interested in playing Wonderlands? I really do love the title. There are slight issues here and there with it, but I think all of the Borderlands titles had their goods and their bads, like any game. Especially nowadays, you can't get a game releasing without some sort of issue. But that's fine. Like I am enjoying Wonderlands, and I'm having a good time, and I'm enjoying making a bunch of content for you guys. Also, I am doing a lot of content for the Bunkers and Badasses tabletop game as well, which Wonderlands is based in. So if you guys are interested in any D&D style game or tabletop minis and painting and stuff like that, be sure to check those videos out. Remember to leave this video a huge like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.
Fire will rise behind those eyes. Black House will rock. Lost boys.